All right, girls, let's get back to the important stuff. So when I learned about the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, I did training with the 5 elements. So about the 5 elements. So I don't know if you guys have heard of them. Let me know, yes or no, in the chat. But the 5 elements are aligned with the 5 seasons. And in those 5 seasons, excellent, those seasons are associated with organs in the body, with themes for each season, and with yoga for each season. So it was really, oh, beautiful. You know it through me, Melissa, awesome. Nicola, yes, awesome, cool. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's say, for example, we look at the season of summer. That is our most yang season. It's our most masculine season. It's when we have the most energy, we want to party, we want to socialize, we're feeling expansive, we're feeling extroverted. And the element with summer is fire. And the organs associated with summer are the heart and the small intestine. And so the heart is a yin organ, a feminine organ, and the small intestine is a masculine organ. So I just wanted to share that with you because when I learned that, I thought it was super interesting. So I thought I'd share. So I want you just to take a look at these 2 lists, and some of you already have. Thank you for sharing. And I want you to notice where you're at and if there's balance, or if you feel like you're too far on the masculine side or too far on the feminine side. So let me know in the chat where you feel you are, like balanced, unbalanced. Put it in the chat. Oh, you didn't notice? Oh, beautiful. Awesome. So actually, type in the chat if you want to know more about that. And Shah, if you could take names of who would like to know more about that, I can send you a gift that will tell you more about the seasons and the organs and the meridians and all of that. So let me know. Yes, so Nicola, Shah, if you can write that down. And anyone else that wants to know, just type it in the chat. And Michelle, too far in the feminine, I'm going through a phase of getting nothing down. That's such good awareness, because it's, well, I've been there too. And it's good to be aware of, because then you're going to know what else to bring into your life to balance that out. So really, really love that. And if anyone else wants to know, let me know. Or if anyone else wants to share whether they're balanced or unbalanced, please do. I err on the side of too much feminine. So that's my natural default, is to go very reflective, go inwards, introverted, you know, just sort of stay in my head a bit. I really needed to, especially when I started running my own business, I really needed to tap into more of the masculine, which was, you know, get logical, be focused, have structure. That's another really masculine, really positive trait to have when you're running your own business. Yes, please, extra info, Shah. Cool. So that's for Michelle and Nicola. Beautiful, Melissa. So do you feel like, yeah, you feel like you're balanced because you've got that creative side as well? And Nicola coming through, beautiful. So slightly more masculine on Sundays, but I'm aware. So I try and balance with salt baths, scented candles. Yeah, beautiful meditation. But some days I do need more masculine energy for business. Yeah, beautiful. Zoe, I split, but the masculine energy more in my work environment. Yep. And more feminine in my personal life. That sounds like a good balance to me. Depending on your work environment as well, it's definitely nice to tap into our masculine energy when we are in that space. Bit too much on the self-protective side and can come across as aggressive. Yeah, got you. Yeah. So that's good to know as well, because when you have that self-awareness and you can catch yourself, you can ask yourself, like, is this appropriate for this situation? You know, do I need to come into the heart space a bit more, drop into the feminine, or do I need to step up and be more assertive with my boundaries? Because a lot of us have a few issues in that department as well. And we need to step more into our masculine, be clear and assertive. So I really love that, guys. So if you are all good there, we'll move on. because I'm conscious that we started late. So just what you're doing with this is just having a look at the list and just taking note of where you are and where you might need to be to achieve your goals. And then we talked about before, like where you were at with your vision, where you were at with your dreams and your goals for 2022. And I want you just to take some time, and I want you just to have a little think about just these areas. Well, these are just markers. So you can think about your whole life, but if you need a little bit of help, look at these areas. And Melissa, I was taking on too much stress. I've learned to say my own name. I'm more at peace now. Yeah, that's beautiful. Talk to me about stress this week. There was so much going on. Nicola, you know, I didn't realize being logical was more masculine because my star sign is logical and I can be very logical. Oh, it's just a guidepost. But logical, practical, they are more like masculine qualities because the masculine thinks in structure. They think in, there's less emotion attached. So, yeah. So, I mean, I'm quite logical and practical too. I am a Gemini, so I'm an air sign. So that's very like petty. I'm not sure what sign you are, lovely. But yeah, let me know. And now coming back to our vision, and we talked about like where you wanted to be on 1 to 10, and we all gave out. Yeah, you're air too. Yeah, yeah. And I think, yeah, I wonder if air is a masculine star element. If someone knows, let us know. And looking at these areas, so we've got health, wealth, intimate relationships, family, self-care, contribution and career, fun and love. So there's lots of different areas in your life, but these are just some of the ones that, you know, that stand out. So what would a 10 look like in these areas? I would say a 3. Yeah, beautiful, lovely, thank you. I want better health, but I'm not hung up on weight anymore. Learning to love me for me. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Awesome. It's a big one to let go of the weight thing as women. Like I'm working with a beautiful woman at the moment, and I think that we can be very hard on ourselves and sometimes have unrealistic expectations given what our bodies have been through, especially if you're mamas, and even if you're not. We do have conditional love for ourselves, that we need to be a certain weight, a certain size, look a certain way. And it's a really powerful journey to start looking at your health instead of your shape and your size. Like start looking at your health, your strength and your energy, and then watch your body shape change from the inside out. Self-care 7, fun 4, health 4, love 4, wealth 5. Awesome. Love it. So I forgot to mention this at the beginning because of all of the stuff that was going on, but have a pen and paper handy, lovelies, and it will help you. And so I will leave that slide up there just for now, and you can write down where you're at with those, 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10. And then I want you to drop everything and have your hands free. This is getting me to see how much you need to bring these numbers up. I love that awareness. Thanks, lovely. Yeah, it's a really important thing to do, and I like to do it every 6 months. Start of the year, middle of the year, where am I at now? Where was I then? And then it's really good to compare and see where you want to be, and are you on track? And this is why we're having this class. Yeah, every 6 months. So gorgeous ones. I want you to now have your hands free. And I want you just to close down your eyes. So I can't see you, but I really encourage you to do this because we're going to step into our feminine right now. So we've been a little bit in the masculine, learning, and we're going to come into our feminine to step into that visualization. So close down the eyes, let go of the breath that you're on. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Expand the belly, expand the lungs. And then exhale out through the mouth and just relax the belly, relax the shoulders away from the ears. You're going to inhale again. Let that breath travel all the way down to the belly, all the way down to your toes. Bringing that new life force, that energy into the body. And then exhaling, letting go. Coming into your body, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the belly. We're going to do one more breath like this. So inhale. And expand so much that you allow the edges to soften. That you take that breath into any of the tight places or the tense places. And you create space. And then as you exhale, just relax more so into your body, letting go of the rest of the day, anything you had to do before, for now, and anything you need to do afterwards. And I'm going to step into the visualization for manifestation. So I want you to start visualizing your life out of 10. So start to feel what it would feel like in all of those areas. So start with where you would like to live. Visualize or feel into it. Some of us see visions, some of us feel things, some of us hear things, some of us have self-talk and say things. Where would you live? What would your house look like? What's your morning routine? So your ideal life, your ideal day, your 10 out of 10 life. What do you do for your morning? How do you start the day? What would you have for breakfast? Visualizing what the view is like, what you can hear. Who do you have breakfast with? Looking at that view. What are you talking about? What do you do for sustainability or for income? So this is your ideal life, your 10 out of 10. You need to have income somewhere. Winning lotto probably isn't realistic, but you never know. So what do you do for sustainability and income? What lights you up? Breathing in, breathing out. How do you feel within yourself? What do you look like? 10 out of 10, your ideal life. What do you look like? What do you feel like? What's your energy like? What clothes do you wear? Keep breathing, feeling into that ideal scene, that 10 out of 10. How do you wear your hair? What are you passionate about? And start feeling this in your body. What do you spend your time doing? How do you speak to yourself? And what do you say? What's the self-talk that you have? What do you value? What makes your heart sing? What adventures do you have? What life purpose are you striving towards? What legacy will you leave? And how do you contribute to the others and to the world? This 10 out of 10 life, this vision that you're creating, this dream that you're creating. What does it feel like within you to know that you created this life and this vision and brought it into fruition? What does it feel like? Is there a color? Is there a shape? Is there an emotion? And just feel into that vision a little bit more deeply, a little bit more expansively, a little bit more viscerally. Feel yourself in that ideal day, that ideal life, that 10 out of 10, what you're feeling. And when you've got it and you feel it in your body and you feel there, I want you just to tap your shoulder, your right shoulder, and hold your finger there and feel into that vision a little bit more deeply. And anchor that vision there. So when you feel disconnected in the future, you can tap your right shoulder and you can come back to that vision, what you're working towards. And when you're ready, gorgeous ones, take a big breath in, expand. And exhale. And good, come back to the space. Let me know how that felt when you feel ready. Let me know if you could feel yourself there in that 10 out of 10. Oh, beautiful. I saw turquoise in the shape of an egg. I love that. Turquoise is my favorite. Maybe it's the egg that's about to birth. It's about to birth a creation. If anyone else wants to share, please do, but otherwise we'll move on. So you felt super energetic, happy, loved, and I live in a house on the beach. That sounds divine. You are coming to Australia, so hopefully it's over here. Love that. If anyone else wants to share, please do. And if we're ready to move on, we will. Oh, that just jumped a hole here. We had breakfast cooked for us. Kids are all happy, and I felt totally spiritual. Beautiful, Nicola. And Melissa, I was on a farm sitting having a cuppa on my porch. That sounds divine as well. Both of those things. House by the beach, cuppa on the porch on the farm. I really love that. Beautiful. And so we've talked about the masculine and the feminine. We've talked about the qualities and the energies there and riches for each and how we can bring them together so we work synergistically and harmoniously. We've looked at the feminine side of things, so the visualization and creating that vision that feels so real, that becomes so compelling for us that we're actually training our brain to make that vision a reality. And now we're going to look at a bit of structure, so a bit of our masculine that can help us create the life that we want to be living and create those dreams. So it's a 4-step simple model for achieving your dreams. I learned it when I was studying to be a master coach, and it can be applied to anything that we desire. So we're going to look at that now. It's called the critical alignment model. It was created by the founder of the Coaching Institute, which was the school where I got qualified. And so just to give kudos to them, it's not my model, it's one of theirs. So the first step that we always start with everything is environment. So the E. And in environment, we are tapping into the vision. So what is it that we want to create? Because if a lot of you on here, I know that you know about neuro-linguistic programming. One of the processes in that is to begin with the outcome in mind. So the environment is having the vision. And then it's also about what are the values that we need to create that vision? What are the beliefs that we would need to have to create that vision? There's other things in there as well, like standards and attitudes and that sort of thing. But for this evening's masterclass, just to be conscious and respectful of your time, we're just going to look at the vision, which we've already just looked at with the previous exercise. So we've got the environment, so we've got the vision. Then we go to structure, which is what we sort of touched on as well. It's sort of like, what are the benchmarks for your success? So what are the categories involved in your vision? So to have, like, to create a life that you love, we had those areas that we looked at. So we have health, wealth, we have relationships, family, career, fun. And so they're the different categories. And obviously there's a few more in there. What are the benchmarks for each category? So what you will do is go through each category and you'll ask yourself, how will I know when I've achieved that 10 out of 10 in that area? How will I know? So some of you mentioned shape, size, weight. This is a big one for women. The easiest way to benchmark success for weight is obviously to have a number on the scale that we would like to be, or to have a number that we would like to lose. So that's an easy way of benchmarking. It's something tangible and you can see those numbers. With something like happiness or confidence or empowerment or any of those non-tangible things that are more feelings and emotions or energy, we need to come up with our own benchmarks for those things. So if you were to say, I want to become more confident, then you would say, how will I know when I've achieved it? How will I know when I'm feeling more confident? Does that mean I'll be looking strangers in the eye? Does it mean I'll be asking someone for the time or asking someone out for coffee? Does it mean I'll be going for that job that scares me or that I think I'm not good enough for? You know, it could be many different things for confidence. And so we have those first two steps, and then we go to implementation, which is like, what are the action steps? What are the first step or the first steps to take towards creating your vision? So we've got that as step 3. And then step 4, people. So who can help support us? Who can inspire us? Who can we model? And who can we inspire? So what I want to do is do this with you so that you can have a go of like doing it practically, and then you can take it away with you. If anyone wants the slides from tonight's masterclass, just chuck in the chat. I'd love the slides, or me please, just say me please, because that's shorter. And I'll make sure that we get you the slides as well as the recording. So Shah, if you could take down the names of the people that would like the slides. And I want to try and share a different screen. I think it'll let me do that. Cool. Share that one. Awesome. So in the chat, thanks, Shah. Awesome. So let me know if you guys can see this. Just chuck a Y in the chat. Perfect. Thanks, Nicola. So this is the 4-step thinking model that you can apply to anything that you desire, any goal that you're after. Thank you, lovelies. So when we change our thoughts, we change our life. And the beauty of working with a coach is that you change your thinking, you change your perspective on things, you change the way that you created a problem because you start to think differently. So you would know that quote that we can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created the problem. And the This is why you work with someone or you do courses or you read books. It can be many different things, but you do things to help you think differently. And so you're not experiencing the same problem over and over, and that you can find solutions for the things that have been issues in the past. So when you have models of how to think, you can apply those models to everything. So that's why it's so important that we do this work, so that we can actually thrive in life instead of repeating the same old patterns. So it says here, so we've got clarity on what we're moving towards and clarity on how to get there. So this thinking model gives us a logical and practical structure to follow so that we can create lasting change. So I want you guys to do this at home. So we're going to be the first step, which is environment. We want that to be a vision or a goal, an outcome or a purpose or a result. So write down or share in the chat would be lovely as well, so we can do it together. What your vision is, what you're moving towards, what was one of your goals for 2022? I don't know if anyone heard that, but that was me drinking my tea and it was quite loud. So I apologize. Get good grades in my degree, EFT certification, great. So Melissa, when you say get good grades, like what's a good grade for you? Thanks, Michelle. Hunter drinks from his sippy cup and he drinks and he gulps and you hear him gulp. And pretty much that's just what I did with my tea. But I'm not as cute as him, obviously. So we need to be really specific, Michelle. So what's a good grade? Like what's the minimum that you want? And Michelle, EFT certification, that's pretty concrete. That's easy to benchmark because you'll know when you've got that and you know what you're after. And Nicola, NLP Master Practitioner graduate in July and August. Excellent. So you've got the time there. Beautiful. You've got the what it is that your division, distinction or above. Perfect, Melissa. Thank you. That's so cool. So what that means is that you have a tangible thing that you're working towards. Actually, all of you do. There's not really an emotional vision in there for anyone. And Zoe may or may not still be with us depending on what's happening with the family. So I love that, guys. All right, so the structure. So how will you know when you've achieved it? So all of yours is pretty easy because you will know because you've either got a distinction or above, you've got the certification in July or August, Nicola, for you, and Michelle, your EFT certification. Great. Michelle, you might want to add a time frame on there. So like a month that you want to get that done by. So giving it like a measurable time frame will help with actions towards the goal as well. So you've all got pretty easy ones for your benchmarks for success. And then the implementation, guys, okay? So what are your action steps? What's the first step to creating your vision? So Melissa, what's the first step towards getting a distinction or above? And Nicola, what's the first step between getting your qualification? Yes, study, perfect. And you know, how much would you have to study? How many hours a week? Nicola, what's your first step? You've probably got locked in like days, training days. And Michelle, what's yours? You've got some hours to finish, haven't you? Sorry, leaving a toxic abusive relationship and also securing a permanent role. Excellent, yeah. Sorry. Accidentally sent that just to you. Oh, beautiful. Zoe, that's a really big one, lovely. I really want to acknowledge you for doing that, having that goal, and also for sharing it with us. Thank you so much. You have all of us here supporting you and sending lots of love and energy towards you achieving that. So what I would love for you to do is to have a time frame on that, on both of those things. So you've got two separate things that you're working towards there. So what's the time frame for those? Let us know. That's awesome. And Michelle, you need 5 more client sessions. Just need to find those 5 people and you'll be fully qualified by the 31st of July. Excellent. And Melissa said all good. And Nicola, attending all trainings, which are 3 times per month and then 2 weeks of training starting next Friday. Excellent. 7 to 10 hours of study a week, Melissa. Okay, great. Perfect. And so Melissa, with yours, and also Michelle with yours, what you might want to break it down, chunk down into a smaller step as well, is like, okay, so Melissa, when are you going to do those 7 to 10 hours? What days, what time? And you don't have to share, that's okay, but this is just for you. So what days, what times, lock it in, 7 to 10 hours a week. And for Michelle, you've got 5 people to get by the 31st of July. So how many people would that be a week? Break it down a little bit further, and then you've got some even more specific benchmarks. Gorgeous. Yeah, okay, I hear you, Melissa. Good awareness. So maybe not pushing yourself to do 7 to 10 hours if you're working a lot, maybe a little bit less. And Zoe, for you, lovely, if you feel like sharing, what are the action steps to doing those things, to getting your vision work? You're acting well for another 6 months. Yep. Secure a position by the end of that. Yep. Relationship 6 months ago, as soon as I can. Okay. All right. I'm hearing you. Yeah. We will talk about that. You're not, that's quite, I love that answer. You're not alone. That's all I want to say. You're not alone. There's a lot of people that needed things done yesterday. All right. So let's go. I mean, I don't think you guys need this because you're all pretty clear on what you're doing, but I did have some examples, which was pretty much like, what was my vision? I mean, this was something that I did last year. I think it was early last year. And so one of my visions was to earn an abundant income doing what I love, which is coaching and working with empowering women. So how will I know? So I'll be earning enough to replace my day job as an employee. So that was my benchmark of how I would know that I'd achieved success in my vision. And what are the first steps for me? So I wanted to do some more study. I wanted to get some more qualifications, and I had to assess and rearrange my other life commitments to make sure it's viable, which is, Melissa, what you're having to do, I think. You know, to make sure these things are viable, we need to juggle the other things that we have in our life. Now, the people is, who do we need to help us? Because we never have to do anything alone. So for me, I was like, okay, I probably need a business coach because there's some gaps in my business, in my business skills. One of them being technical things like masterclasses. So business coach, a mentor, and the courses that I wanted to do. So they were the things that I had supporting me. So I'd love for you guys to type in the chat, like, who would be your people that can help you? If you want people to help you. Oh, hi. I get to see you all. That's nice. Hi. Jeez, I think I need to put some Zoom training in there. So Melissa, you got a cleaner to help? Yes. Oh my goodness. Nicola, yes, a cleaner. Excellent. Because you can spend that time doing something much more important. Beautiful. Anyone else want to share? So the people who can support us, who can inspire us, who can we model? So that for you, if you're not sure what that means, it's like, who has achieved what we want? Who has the business, the income, the degrees, the qualifications, who has the relationship that we want, who has the confidence, who has the income that we want, and find out what they did and what their mindset is and what they did to get there and achieve that. So who can we model? Who can we, there's no point reinventing the wheel. we can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created it. So this is why we need to get outside knowledge and outside skills. My ideal clients inspire me. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Awesome. And then I guess that last question, Nicola, I think of you with that last question is like, who can we inspire? Because when people come and work with us, like it's because they are attracted to us and we inspire them in one way to want to change things and to want to create more of different. We want to create change. Beautiful. Excellent. So that's a bit light. I don't know if you guys can read that, but it says vision without action is merely a dream, and action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world, and vision with action can change your world. So just going to catch this chat. You are a model. Thanks. Thanks, Melissa. Oh, goodness. Clearly not with presenting. But the only way is up. When you have this many technical issues, the only way is up. So I appreciate your support. So what we've looked at today, lovelies, is the masculine and the feminine and how to harmonize them. We've looked at our vision and reconnecting with our vision. We've looked at the manifestation, which part of that is visualizing where we want to be, how we want to feel, what we want to be doing, what we want to achieve. And then the manifestation is staying connected to that vision. So when you disconnect, you tap your shoulder on the right side and come back to that connection with the vision. And then we come into action, which is where you follow the critical alignment model, that 4-step process. There is no dream come true without any action to make that dream. Yes, exactly, exactly. It's all well and good having the vision and wanting to manifest things, but if we don't actually take action towards it, it's not going to happen. And the other beautiful thing with like quantum physics is, and I did want to get a bit woo-woo, I did have it in my notes, and it was basically this, like once you take action towards your dreams, the universe will conspire with you to make it happen. So it's not always a smooth run like this evening, but you're still moving towards your goals. So when you take action, you can connect with source, you can connect with that universal energy, which means that you don't always need to get tired and you don't always need to use your energy. So collaborate with the universe, have a vision, get really clear, connect with it, and then start taking action. And so, does anyone have any questions? I think we're doing pretty well for time. We started late, but I think we're finishing an hour after we started. So let me know, lovelies, if you've got any questions, or what have you learned? What have you loved? What are your key takeaways? Just give you a little bit of time to type in the chat. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable to reach your dream. Yes, oh my goodness. Melissa, that is so powerful and so relevant to me, because there was, like I said, a lot of challenges I had this week showing up this evening, creating this webinar. And it was, part of me was like, it's too hard, it's not going to work. You know, why are you doing this to yourself? You've got a 10-month-old that's not sleeping, your computer's just crashed, all of these things. It was just like, lost my notes twice. Can you believe it? Didn't learn the first time. But, you know, then I had to talk to myself and I was like, yeah, but the only way to grow is to do things that make us uncomfortable. The only way to grow is to do things that stress us out sometimes, because they will get easier. The more we do them, it becomes easier and more natural. So thank you so much for typing that in, Melissa. It really resonates with me. the universe was testing you to see if you wanted your dream. Yeah, of course. But thank you and well done. I think, you know, the hardest thing was being so late and letting you guys down is that weighs the heaviest on me. But thank you so much for your patience. And Nicola, you love the seasons and organs. Yes, so I'll get you through that that gift as well. And you love the visualization and meditation. Beautiful. Cool. And Zoe, I like the concept of putting measure against those areas listed. Yeah, health, wealth, relationships, to break them down and identify them individually so you know where specifically to focus and not the overall. Yes, that's so important, lovely. Yeah, good call. Nicola, key takeaways, need to get my 7 numbers more up and balanced in the categories listed. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome exercise to see where your strengths are and to see what needs attention for sure. Perfect. All right, lovelies. And I don't know if Michelle's gonna typing or if that's it, but if it comes up, I will read it. Lovely. Cool. So your free gift, lovely women, all 6 of you, for showing up live is to have, well, you had 2 options because I wanted to give you an option. I didn't want you just to have one thing that you could have. So your option A is to have a free strategy call with me, which will be a 45-minute Zoom call. So we have that time together to map out your critical alignment model, vision, and to create that blueprint for the steps to get there. So we will go more in depth because it will be one-on-one and we can be more specific to your goals and your dreams, and we can figure out the blueprint steps with how to get there. You get the Zoom recording and the notes to keep, and you also will come away with the clarity, the confidence, and the practical strategy steps to move forward into your next chapter. So that's option A. Now, I have opened up some spots in the next week to have that with you guys. So once they're gone, because I have Hunter and obviously I'm working with clients one-on-one and then group coaching as well. So there's only so many hours in the day. But Shah, actually, probably, Shah, are you able to put that link in the chat? If you can, let me know. I wasn't able to make you co-host, so you may or may not be able to do that. But it's on the next page anyway. And then option B, lovelies, if you would like instead, you can have the free Design Your Life workbook, which is a 33-page workbook to support you in creating your dreams. Got lots of reflective questions and exercises to help you get clear on what you need to change your life. And declare your intentions. That's one of the sections in there as well. So, oh, the Calendly link, which is here anyway. B, Nicola, yep, so the workbook, awesome. Number 6 is the angel number. The angels are with you tonight. Oh, thanks, lovely. You're so sweet. You're an angel. Cool. So Nicola for the workbook. Shah, do you have that Calendly link? That was the one I was just going to get to put in the chat because that way people can copy and paste it. And if anyone else wants to let us know which option you would love, let us know so I can sort that out for you. Just making a note here. And so if you haven't joined us already, come and join us in the Authentic Empowerment Movement. It's a private Facebook community where I will figure out how to live stream these masterclasses too. Thanks, Shah. Awesome, girl. So if you're going to book that strategy call with the blueprint, someone's trying to enter. Bless. Book that call on that link that's in the comments. Thanks, Nicola. And if you haven't joined us already, lovelies, you can join us in the Authentic Empowerment Movement, and that's where I hang out the most and lead the inspiration and share the coaching tips and strategies, and also we'll be sharing the masterclasses there once we can link that up properly. So you've all been amazing. let me know if there's anything else, or just say goodbye in the chat. I want to just thank you for your time and your energy, for your patience, for showing up and being so great at engaging. And before you do go, I'm going to stop sharing this page and I'm going to take a screenshot of you guys. Stop share. So I get to see your faces before we say goodbye. Sort out your hair, girls. Can I ask, when I was presenting, could you see my face at all, or was it just the screen? Just, oh, you could, because I couldn't see me and I couldn't see you, which sucked. But anyway, I'm going to take a photo. So is everyone all good? Cool. Close the chats, please. Close. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, you look beautiful anyway. Don't talk to me about hair. It's still recovering. All right, we're going to take a photo. Smile, girls. Well done, beautiful women. So is everyone is all good? No questions, no comments, no nothing else? All good? Yeah, you've been so amazing. Thank you so much. Michelle, you can go to bed now. You're amazing. You're so awesome. And Melissa, so good to see you. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon. See you in the group. Bye. Bye.